you're saying, so for you,
I won't vote for them.
So no matter what, that decision is
that
final.
ain't happening.
Okay.
No, I'm not. That's not happening.
Who? What?
For
I'm not voting for Kamala. I'm not voting
or
for
anybody.
Biden.
Well, but Mikey, what about anybody else? What about Michael?
Listen,
what about anybody
Vinny,
from
what
the
he's
left?
saying is,
All right, guys, so we got to talk about Trump deranged actor / comedian Michael Rapaport, whom has come out recently and suggested that he may vote for Trump, okay? That he is so fed up with the Biden administration and the job that they're doing running this country. Also, local Democrats as well, too, running these liberal cities, that he may just have to vote for Trump. Now, personally, I think that his biggest issue is with Biden and how he's handling the situation with Israel and Gaza, okay? In the far left, in fact, that they have had a full mask-off moment about how much they hate Israel. And Michael Rapaport, you know, being pro-Israel and Jewish, I think he's seeing the writing on the wall, right? I think he feels like his vote is a vote in his own self-interest in regards to his existence, okay? Because these people are extremely radical when it comes to this issue. So I think a lot of his waking up has more to do with that than anything. But people like Michael Rapaport, the Stephen A. Smiths, the Bill Maher's of the world, they're interesting and fascinating characters because these people are the reason why this country's fallen off a cliff. And why do I say that? Well, I say that is because these are liberals who happen to be sane when it comes to some issues, although they are Trump deranged. But their Trump derangement has clouded their judgment so much that they vote for cuckoo for Cocoa Puff policies that they know that they don't agree with from the woke left and Democrats who are woke. Okay, they've gone full-blown progressive. The Democrat Party is the party of progressive. So they're leaving behind people like Bill Maher, Stephen A. Smith, Michael Rapaport. However, these people continue to vote Democrat because they're so Trump deranged. However, it seems that we may have found a cure for Trump derangement, and that has come in the form of the Biden administration. Again, it's so bad, it's so terrible that you have people like Michael Rapaport, who is admitting that he was tricked by the mainstream liberal media to hate Trump, coming out and saying, hey, I may just have to vote for Trump, even though he's saying that I'm not going to say that for sure. I don't know yet. But one thing he is saying is that he's definitely not voting for Biden or progressive Democrats anymore. And he's going to admit that on Patrick Bet David's show, and I want to react to it because it's important to pay attention to this particular group of liberals who are claiming they're not going to vote for Biden if he's actually the nominee. We really don't know because these people are the ones that will decide the 2024 election, in my opinion. So without further ado, let's get into it.
He's a
But
shit
here's
talker.
why I think you're going to vote for him this time, because you've seen what happened under his first term. You didn't like it. He's the pig dick, and he's got the mean tweets, and he's orange. But life was good. There was no wars. The economy was going good. But damn, he's annoying to look at. But you also can acknowledge that the media had a major role in that.
A major role in that.
that.
When you take a step back.
Yes. You also acknowledge that.
Because I will acknowledge that, that one thing about the Charlottesville that I ranted about.
Yes.
And I was wrong.
But the both sides thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and I respect
So irresponsible.
and I respect the shit out of it.
wait, let me hear him out. Hang on.
Yeah.
Go a little bit more. What do you mean by that? You were wrong on that.
No, because he said the both sides, there's good people on both sides. And when you see the full quote,
Yeah.
that wasn't what he said. And I ranted on him hard for that. Hard. There's some video about it, whatever. I mean, I ranted hard because I was like, what are you talking about, man?
Because you got played. And here's what this is why I think you're going to vote for Trump. Is because you, much like me, much like many people, independent thinkers, not the sheep, realize we kind of got played a little bit. Yes, Trump ain't exactly the smoothest character. He's not
Jesus Christ.
No. But his policies and who he has around him are way better than what's going on there. And here's my final point.
Yeah, so Adam's calling Michael Rapaport a critical thinker is hilarious because Michael Rapaport just admitted that he got fooled by the mainstream liberal media when it comes to their fake narrative about Trump talking about there being fine people on both sides during the Charlottesville situation, in which the mainstream liberal media tried to make it seem like Trump was defending or praising white nationalists, when that's just simply not the case. In fact, in the full context of what he was saying, he actually was denouncing some of that. Okay, he was definitely not praising it. But, you know, the mainstream media, they always leave that out, okay? Like, they claim that Trump never denounces white supremacy when he has denounced white supremacy like literally 1,000 times during his presidency, but they keep saying that he never denounces white supremacy. So, you know, again, it's just funny how Adams calls Michael Rapaport a critical thinker. But if Michael Rapaport was a critical thinker, he would have never failed for the mainstream liberal media narrative in the first place, right? You don't become a critical thinker and become as Trump deranged as Michael Rapaport. He's Trump deranged because he's not a critical thinker. The reason why he's still having to think about whether or not he's going to vote for Trump is because he's not a critical thinker. Most critical thinkers already know that, yeah, Trump is much better than Biden, and I'm going to vote for him even if I don't necessarily like him. But objectively speaking, looking at the state of the country under him, looking at the state of the world under him versus what we have right now, which is a vegetable in office and a disaster on the world stage and domestically, yeah, I mean, there's not much critical thinking needed to make that decision. But apparently, Michael Rapaport still needs to think about it, right? Because he's not a critical thinker, okay? So I don't think that Adams should be calling Michael Rapaport a critical thinker. I do respect Michael Rapaport for admitting that he was tricked and conned by the mainstream liberal media, because that has happened to at least half of the country, to be quite honest with you. So it is what it is. He's not the only one in that boat, but at the same time, again, you don't get into this boat if you were critically thinking in the first place.
You see what's going on with the border. You see what's going on with the wokeness. You see what's going on with culture wars. And you see what's going on with actual wars.
Yeah.
Specifically, you see who the Democrats have exposed their hand, especially the progressive left. You see what's going on between Israel and Gaza. You have 3 starved David highs on your chest right now. And as someone who is a proud New Yorker your whole life, you see what the Democratic Party has turned into. This DEI, ESG, woke manifestation of ridiculousness, intersectionality, decolonialization. You're looking at that and you say, you know what? As much as I can't stand pig Donald Trump,
he said it.
At least he's fucking normal.
Where does that come from, right? Where does the pig penis thing come from, right? Anytime I hear another man talk about another man's penis, I think he might be a Skittles guzzler, okay? And I don't think that Adam and Michael Rapaport are Skittle guzzlers, but at the same time, I'm not understanding where that joke is coming from or why it keeps coming up. But I also think that Adams at one point was Trump deranged, right? He didn't really like Trump, but he's awakened to the reality of the country under Trump versus under Biden. And, you know, he's going with the rational and logical choice here. Again, it's people like these guys, right? Again, they do actually determine the outcome of elections because they can be swayed, okay? And if people like Michael Rapaport don't vote, then Trump is going to win. They don't have to necessarily vote for Trump, but if they don't vote at all, then Trump is definitely going to win.
At least he doesn't want to turn my boy into a girl.
At least he's normal.
Well,
but yes.
At least he doesn't want to turn my boy into a girl.
Yeah.
At least he's defending Israel, not the fucking terrorists. And at the end of the day, I'm a reasonable person.
Yeah.
So like you said initially, I think I'm going to consider this.
Oh, I'm considering it.
Yes.
But to pull that, I don't know, we don't pull levers anymore. Yeah. Actually pull that lever.
Yeah, but pulling the lever for Biden.
And then
I'm going to tell you right now, I won't vote. I'm not voting for Biden.
No.
I'm not voting for Kamala. I'm not, you know.
But then you can't talk shit. And you need to be able to talk shit.
Well, wait a minute. So you're saying, so for you,
I won't vote for them.
so no matter what, that decision is
That
final.
ain't happening.
Okay.
No, I'm not. That's not happening.
Who? What?
For
I'm not
Kamala
voting
and
for
Biden.
Kamala. I'm not voting
Or
for
anybody.
Biden.
Well, but Mikey, what about
Not
anybody
voting for
else?
them.
What
No,
about
no,
Michael?
listen,
what about anybody?
Vinny,
from
I'm cool with that, right? We don't need to press him too hard. I'm cool with that. If he doesn't vote for Joe or Kamala or any Democrat, hey, I'm totally fine with that, right? If people like Stephen A. decided they're going to sit out, and even if Bill Maher sits out, I don't think Bill Maher's going to sit out. I think Bill Maher's going to vote Democrat no matter what. But if these type of guys, if they sit out, that's a victory for Trump. I'm totally fine with that, right? If they're saying, look, I don't necessarily know if I want to vote for Trump, but I'm not going to vote for Biden and Kamala, I'm happy with that. I'll take that, okay? I'll take the W on that, okay? Because the less of these people that participate in the election, the better for Trump.
What he's saying is,
Who?
what he's saying
There's
is,
nobody.
I'm saying, like,
Kennedy?
what if Newsom or one of these cats pop up?
Gavin? I just left California. I'm not voting for Gavin with the good hair.
I love that. I love that.
Gavin with the good hair,
But
just like
Fuck
Becky.
out of here.
So here's my thing though. So
I'm not a sucker.
Yeah.
they love him. You see how much they love him, though.
they love his
Newsom.
ass.
They like his hair.
But go deeper. Why?
Facts. He's right. He's right. They can't name any policies that they like from him. In fact, they actually don't like the policies, but they like the fact that he looks good and that he's a good snake oil salesman. Again, this is what I'm talking about. this is why people like Michael, they frustrate me so much. It's like, bro, you can see it. You see how cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs insane these people are, but yet you still line up and support these people. You see it. And he didn't just realize this today or recently. He's been seeing it. But the Trump derangement clouded his judgment. This is why I say Trump derangement has to be studied, because it quite literally blocks people from seeing reality and from making logical choices, right? I'm so serious.
You say you're not a sucker. What does that mean?
Because I just moved out of Los Angeles.
Okay.
It's not happening, man.
Explain that. For those of the people that have never lived in LA, why the hell, you've been there for 20 plus years. Why the hell did you move out?
Well, I moved out because I wanted to go to New York. I didn't move out for any reason. I wanted to move back to New York full time. That's why I left. But on top, the homelessness in in Los Angeles and in California, San Diego, San Francisco, I could speak on those places. Sacramento is so, but particularly in Los Angeles, in the Los Angeles area is unacceptable. It's scary. It's I don't know the how to fix it. It's unacceptable. It's not safe. It's not sanitary. I know California and Los Angeles is a driving city, but I do like to walk. When you walk, you shouldn't feel just uncomfortable by hordes and hordes and hordes of homeless people. It's not good for them. It ain't good for me. It's not good across the board. And the taxes suck. But the homelessness and how it went, down so bad, so quickly, and the crime.
Let's not forget about the crime.
Before we get into it, so
So again, it's amazing how you can live in a state like that and you pay all those taxes. And I'm imagining that Michael Rapaport is a part of the 1%. So he's probably getting about 50% of his money taken away from him every year. And it's supposed to go towards these public services to help keep the place clean, to help keep the place orderly. But it's not. It's a state of chaos and destruction. And the sad part is that he went from California to New York, right? Which I don't think is any better. But regardless, what you can see here is the fact that he does realize that the policies of the woke left are terrible. And at the very least, he's waking up to the fact that, hey, you know what? I might not necessarily want to vote Republican, but I damn sure not voting Democrat. And I'm okay with that, right? Like, I'm not upset with that. I would much rather him vote Republican, but if he doesn't want to vote, I'm cool with that too. And I'm happy that he admitted that he was tricked by the mainstream liberal media. I just hope that the next step for this guy is to get over his Trump derangement and realize that, hey, you might not like Trump as a person, but from a policy perspective, he is far better, okay, far superior than Democrats, okay? And that's a big step because a lot of liberals don't take that step at all. Like he outlined, a lot of them, they'll live in a shithole like California and then they'll turn around and vote for Gavin Newsom because they think that he's attractive, okay, because he's a slick talker, okay, even though they know that his policies suck. Well, I just like him as a person, right? Therefore, I'm going to vote for him, which is what Bill Maher was talking about. Amazing. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.